welcome back to my book channel. My name is Lady Lauren Explorer, and today I have a duology, a Keelian fantasy duology to talk to you all about by Emily Tish. Tish, it was right. So stay tuned, and let's just do some housekeeping before we get into this duology. And I want to say, how are you doing? I hope you're doing good. I am doing well right now, just living my best life. Took my hair out, getting my hair done tomorrow. And yes, this is, I'm just saying. Anyways, let's talk about I think it's called the Greenwood duology, but the first book is Silver in the Wood, and they're both by Emily Tish. Tish. And in this one, we're following, it's a fantasy world, so there's like fae, fairies, otherworldly creatures, but you kind of like don't know it until like there's like hints of it. Like we're following Tobias, or Mr. Flinch as he's called, and Silver. And I think Silver is his first name. Or is his last name? I think it's his first name. And Silver is the new lord of Greenwood. And Tobias, you get introduced to him, like he's in his cabin and it's raining, and he sees someone just walking through the woods, a young fellow. And he's like, hey, come here, get out the rain. You can stay in the cabin until the rain stops. And then we get clues. This is a new lord, and he has heard stories about the woods and this what is it called? This woodsman who is like 6 foot tall, has his hair down to his back, and very wild man. Is a wild man of the woods. And people have been like telling stories about him and how he's like very fearsome, and how he's blonde with, I think, blue eyes, and just like the beard is just, it's crazy. He's basically describing Tobias, and Tobias is like, yeah, that's me, but you can see that I'm not that wild. And then Silver is like, yeah, I see it. But we get introduced to that dynamic. And then you see hints of Silver flirting, but Tobias doesn't get it until like later on. It's so cute. But as the story goes on, there is something in the woods that is disturbing the woods, and Tobias is a part of the woods, and you find out how a part he is of the woods. And this disturbance comes, I think, every new moon or lunar moon, and Silver is a part of it. Because Silver is he's into folklore. So I don't really like tell you all about it, because like it's a novella and it's basically a duology. So the Drowned Country is I think it's like 2 years after Silver in the Wood. And I don't want to get that much into it until I get to the spoiling part. So basically, this is just a continuation of Silver in the Wood with the ending that happened. So if that is all you wanted to know about these, they're very quick and easy. I gave them both 3.5s, and I hope you guys enjoy them. It's like very quick. Look how small those are. You can read them in like 2 hours. But again, 3.5, the characters were great. Atmosphere was very good in this one. Oh, excuse me. But I kind of, there's Prince. Prince. I kind of got like lost for a minute with what was going on in this. Early on. Like very early on. And then I got it. But for a minute, it took me to get allocated to what was happening in the beginning of this. So that's it. I hope you have a wonderful day. Now we're going to get into the spoiling part, so I'll see you later. So let's just jump into like what's spoiling, what did not catch me for Silver Millet. There's no steam. I always say that. There is steam, it's implied, and there is a situation that happens because Tobias is the keeper of the Greenwood, where he's at. He takes care of the forest, so any negative energy or a negative thing that comes into the forest, he hunts it or them down. But the humans don't know that. So he can still like get hurt. He can still get hurt and I think die. But he hasn't died in like 400 to 500 years. So that's how old he is. And we find out who the master is, or the Lord of Summer. And that's Faye. That's his name, Faye. He takes a sacrifice, or whoever walks into his woods on a lunar moon, or like the third moon of the year. Whoever walks into the woods, he'll take them, and then basically he gets like feed on them for that year. And Silver, like Tobias warned Silver not to come visit him on this day. Silver still did it, and then got taken by the Fae King, or Fae Lord of Summer. And I was just like, man, that sucks. But his mother, Silver's mother, is also a folklore person, but very practical. She's like a monster hunter. And so she knows someone took her son, and she goes to Tobias and says like, hey, I need you to help me get my son back. Long story short, that happens. A lot of stuff happens between that time. When I mean a lot of stuff, like it's just like maybe like 10 pages. But they get there in time for him not to be devoured. But he basically is like asleep or dead. And I was like, okay, well, this is sad. That's very sad. But like, how is there going to be like a second one unless like we're following new characters? But I just still kept going, obviously. But I was very like taken aback at like how he died. And then it went to like a next part, and I was just like, it's been months, and like you didn't bury him, like he's out in the woods, like you just like left his body there, like as a mother, like I don't know, like for me, it's really weird. I was just like, okay. Then we find out that he's like the new Lord of Summer. Silver is like he just wakes up, and I was just like, oh, okay. I guess my thing is I wanted more explanation of like why this was happening, and I didn't get that. And then I got the hint this is Achillean. It's just that nothing was resolved. Like if you finish this book, you knew that it was a happy for now, but there was like nothing leading to the second book. So like then why make a second book? You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna do a duology, like this one could have ended and then called it a day. But you also didn't hint at that there would be like a second book. So like, everything was like, when I say everything was resolved, I mean like this didn't correlate to this. The only thing that correlated to this was what happened to Silver happened to him here. Like he's still Lord of Summer. Summer Night. I think Summer Night. So like I wish that like there was something leading into the second book, because I would have finished this and just called it a day. And then I realized that there's a second book. I'm just saying. I just, it needs to like lead into something. And then in this one, we find out that there's like more Fae, which I obviously assumed that there would be more Fae because there's not just whatever they are. So there's like a vampire in here, but we don't like technically see him. Well, we see him, but like he doesn't do anything. And then I didn't understand why the female character was so adamant with this subplot. Okay, so like I was trying to figure out why she wanted to go to the fairy world. So I got the why, but I didn't get the why until later on. But like it didn't make sense how she became the queen. Like I just didn't understand. And maybe I read over it, but like it just like transitioned and like she got taken by a fairy when they were camping, and all of a sudden like she's a fairy queen. Or possessed by the fairy queen. It just didn't make sense to me. So, like, I think it needed to be fleshed out more, maybe, or maybe I just didn't read it the way it was meant to. I don't know. It just felt like I was so confused. And then when this ended, I was just like, this is it? Like, this is it? So, yeah, that's what they go with, about 3.5 to me. But, again, maybe it's like, it's just me. But they're short novellas. I found them fun to read, very quick, and I enjoyed them. So I hope you would like to read these. Again, they're so quick and short. So easy peasy. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. My name is Lady Lauren Explorer, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!